Hey everybody, welcome to another video here on the 67 Stang channel. I know it's been a while and I apologize for that, but we got what I think will be a fairly short but maybe informative video for you. Anyway, so with that, let's get into it. Okay, so what this is about is this. So, anybody that's restored a car knows one of the key things you need is a floor jack. And this is the one I've been using. I have had this for literally decades now. My mother got this for me back when I was in high school and I was first working on this car back in the 80s as a teenager. And it's been great. It's a two-ton jack. It's called a Pro Lift. It's been pretty good for this car. The couple of issues I've had with it is that one, the handle is so short that often I've got to get a pipe on it to be able to get underneath and actually get it levered up. And it doesn't work on my other vehicles, like my truck that you see, hopefully see behind me. It doesn't raise tall enough to get to it, and it also isn't low enough to get under my wife's Mustang. It's too tall for that. So, it has some limitations to it. But it's been a very good jack. I've used it. It's stood up to the test of time. I haven't really ever done any maintenance on it. You can see it still just pumps up. So overall, for a jack from 1988-ish, I've never put any more hydraulic fluid in it. I probably have to check that in there. But, it's done great with the car. But so anyway, having said that, because like I said, it's been a good unit. It used to have a case that went in it, I can't, fuss or complain in general terms about it. But, like I said, there have been some limitations. So, I decided to go get a new one this past weekend. So let's pull that out and show you what I've gotten to replace this trusty old unit. Of course, I'm keeping this old unit because it still works perfectly fine for some things. So let's go get the new one and show you what I got. So, okay guys, this is the new hotness. That was not good. So anyway, it's a Harbor Freight Daytona 3-ton heavy duty, low profile, long reach jack with rapid pump. So it'll do 1,000 pounds more than my original jack. Low profile, it's supposed to get under my wife's car. I'll have to test that to see. But it should also help lift my truck, which we'll see about that. But first thing, we got to get it out of the box. And this thing weighs in the box about 100 pounds, according to the sign, which I'll take a picture of. Okay, so we've got the box open. We have the good old instructions. We have the handle in two pieces. It's got one end which has got grease in it here for going to the jack, and then these two pieces come together. Where's my phone beeping? Like so, just pops in there like that to put the handle together. It's got kind of a gripped end up here and some padding here, which I think is for padding is when you're jacking, so if this thing pops up and hits the vehicle, it doesn't damage the vehicle there. So, okay, one handle put together. Also notice I've got black. This comes in several colors: blue, orange, green, black, maybe gray. I don't know for a fact, but anyway. Start from packing. And then I will lift this main unit out of here, I hope. Maybe. Okay. This is going to take a second because this is heavy. This is not what one calls an easily portable jack. So let's see what I can do to get it out of here. Okay, I got it out of the box. That wasn't the easiest thing to do, but it wasn't the hardest thing to do. Now, for those that have gone to Harbor Freight, you'll know they have a Daytona brand, they've got a Pittsburgh brand, maybe some others, but those are the two primary ones. What I can tell, and somebody knows better, correct me in the comments, but the Daytona brand is considered a higher level, higher grade than the Pittsburgh brand. So I went with the Daytona brand, which is probably way overkill for what I need. But you know, when you're lifting up cars, trucks, and things, my opinion is you want something you can rely on. And all the reviews I read said that this is not the most portable jack in the world. If this is something you're taking around to do mobile mechanics or do first starts like some other channels do, this is probably not the jack for you because it's so big and massive. And it is big and massive. As you can see, if I pull my other jack, oops, come here, Jack. Oh, my phone's going crazy. Anyway, up here next to it, you can see, at least I hope you can see, the size difference between these two. Actually bring my old jack around to the other side here. Now, notice how easily the old jack moves around. It wheels really easily. I mean, this jack with the lever, pump lever on it, is almost as long combined as just the jack body is on the new Harbor Freight jack. So that just gives you some kind of comparison on the level of this jack compared to that jack. So this is what I believe is considered a professional grade jack. It's well outside of what I probably need it to do. But like I said, when I'm up under a vehicle and whatnot, I want something I can definitely rely on, and plus power, right? Anyway, so this is why I got this monster. 1,000 pounds more, much, heavy duty construction. And I shouldn't say much heavy because this is pretty heavy duty to have lasted as long as it has. Like I said, from '88, I think is when I got it, before I went into the Navy. So, this has been a good, reliable unit and still works fine. The only drawback I have is that here there used to be a little set pin that would lock into this. You could put it in, lock it in so that this didn't pull out, so you could then use the handle to drag it around, right? That has since broke off because I've used this for, well, as a hammer, to be a hammer. You can see if that's all flattened out there. So yeah, this has been used and abused, but like I said, great little unit. And I said pro lift. I don't know where my mom and dad got this from. If you're interested, the model number on this was F365. Lift range from 5.5 inches to 14 inches is what the lift range on this one is. I'll have to look up the lift range on this one, see if I can see it on the box. I don't see it. Anyway, I'll post it up here somewhere because it's on there. I have instructions right here, dummy. Why don't you look at the book? Sometimes I can be stupid, as my wife will attest to. Let's see, important safety information. Okay. So total weight is 103 pounds. Maximum height is 2 feet. So 14 inches versus 24. So this goes a whole 10 inches higher than this one does. Minimum height, so the height of this is 3¼ inches. So this is only 3¼ inches high. You can see it's a good bit higher than, or this one's a good bit higher than that one. So again, hopefully this should fit under my wife's Mustang. It said it was, or it did on the videos I looked at there. So anyway, good specs for that. Now, assembly for this, there's nothing you have to do much out of the box to get this thing ready to go. You saw me assemble the handle. I've got to slide the handle into here. That just requires this bolt to come out. And then if I can get this around my tripod over there, just slides in. There we go. You felt that go all the way in. And you can test here. So there's let me get my other phone and I'll stick this video in here. Say my other phone, my other camera. There we go. We'll sit this in. So here you can see this joint, universal joint there. You can tell when that clicks in because turning the handle, turning the handle turns that, which is what you use to lower and lock the device in. So then this will just go back into here, like so, just screws in. Now I'm going to, of course, tighten that up. I'm not just going to hand tighten it, but for now, tighten it. And then you've got to remove, this is a safety lock that they put in for shipping purposes, this thing here that I'll have to get out of there. That just, I can tell, should just pry out of there. Anyway, I'll get that figured out in a second. Once you do that, then the handle itself will raise up and then you can start using the jack. Notice there is a Zerk fitting here for greasing all this, but it should already be greased. You can see it comes with lubrication on the springs and on these fittings. So, again, out of the box, it already comes pre-greased. So let me get this pulled out and then we'll test how it operates. I do want to show you how easy this rotates, or rolls, I should say, right? So the wheels on it are pretty beefy. It slides around, as easy as that one, honestly, there, that little one there. So, let me get this out and we'll kind of do a comparison. We'll jack them both up and see how they do. Okay, so got it out, got it assembled. Pretty easy. So let's see how long it takes to get it all the way to full, the fully raised position. So make sure I got this done and that. Make sure we're getting it. Yep. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's as high as it goes. It took me 10 pumps to get it to its highest reach there. So let's get the old one, the old jack here. Bring it in. Let's make sure you can see that. Sort of. Let's move the jack, big jack over. This over, should be better. It's always the fun when you're running cameras by yourself. Okay, again, make sure that the screw is tightened up for the hydraulic system. One, I'm having to bend over a lot further. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, so it looks like about 40 to get it all the way to its maximum lift. and now you see the comparison between the different lift heights. Yeah, pretty big difference. Huh. Not surprising. Again, not bad for the Mustang here, but yeah, that doesn't do anything. I can't even, it barely gets up under the truck at that height, let alone lifting it anywhere. So I think this will definitely get that truck lifted if I need to do brakes and things on it, which I do. I do my own brakes on it as well, which you may have seen a video on. Now that I'm thinking about it, of course, I'm probably not in the shop with that video. So, okay. Now, let's see if we can do which one drops faster. If I can coordinate myself with this. Okay, new one drops all the way down. Old one doesn't drop all the way down. And again, I probably need to maintenance this thing because honestly, until I started researching jacks, I didn't realize you were supposed to maintenance them. So, you know, again, 1988, 2024. Okie doke. So, now another feature of this jack is this foot pedal, which I think really pumps it up fast. So if you're just trying to get under a vehicle that's high and kind of get close, you can do that to get it up and then pump it to get it, you know, set where you want it. So that's another neat feature that makes this one a lot easier to use than that one. So yep, definitely I'm going to look forward to using this jack. Don't know when I'm going to use it, but I'm excited. So let's bring you in closer to look at this so you can kind of see even better the overall construction of this thing. Because this wasn't a cheap jack. I did get it during Harbor Freight's clearance sale that was going on this past weekend. So I saved about 40 to 60 bucks, something like that, on this particular unit, which is another reason I got the expensive one. So let's bring you in and take a look, shall we? Okay, so here we're going to bring you in for that closer look at things. You can kind of get down and see the overall quality. Get down on the ground here. So just again, if you look at the overall thickness of the metal here, it looks, you know, looks pretty thick to me. The welds holding things together look nice, clean, and strong. It's got a nice brace kind of going up under the lift itself to hold the two legs, feet, whatever you want to call those, together. Notice it's got dual springs for actuating the hydraulics. So it's not just one like my older jack has. I'll bring you over to look at that one too. There, see again, just let you take a look here at everything, how it's put together. They said, I'm no jack expert by any stretch of any imagination. I said, I didn't even know you're supposed to service these things. So, we kind of showed you down in there. You can see the size of the bolts, the cross member holding that together. Again, the dual pumps on that pivot there. Like I said, they've already got it pre-greased there. You can take this plate off. You can see the screws, some Phillips head screws on either side to get down in here to add more hydraulic fluid to bleed it, just like a brake system. Because it's hydraulic, you got to bleed it according to the instructions. Again, I'm learning. I didn't realize that. Looks like the pivot points here are pretty heavy duty with some quality bushings and things in there. So I want to point out too that, you know, this turns, not that that's a big, it doesn't raise, it just spins. This is rubber to help protect things, which is better than my old one. So, you know, again, trying to compare this to the old one, again, 1980s. But again, you know, the thickness of that metal here looks very similar to the thickness, overall thickness of the metal. Now, like the width of that is significantly wider than this here. And again, I don't know if this adds any sort of strength to it. I would think it does. Just like some of these stampings where this is put out would add strength to the just versus flat metal. But again, look at the difference in the size of the, you know, some of these bolts on here. Wheel that in so you kind of see this comparison. You know, obviously much bigger there. You can see the single spring, single compression point on that. Like I said, I've never serviced this one, so I do know that there is a fill plug right there. At least I think that's what that is. Also notice this is held in with cotter pins, whereas that's, you know, screwed and bolted and stuff. So like I said, again, I just now this also rotates as one would expect, but that's all metal. There's no cushioning or padding on that, so that can be, you know, problematic depending on what you're trying to lift and where you're trying to lift it at. There. So there we go. There's kind of a quick down and dirty of this Harbor Freight 3-ton, low-profile, long-reach jack, as they call it, a professional-grade unit. Well, there you go, guys. My new toy for the shop, well, the garage, the work area, whatever you call it. I don't really have a shop on my wish list, but you know, our new Harbor Freight jack. I'm sure this is going to be a big help when I get ready to do other things on the car. Eventually, I do want to put, you know, disc brakes on it, power brakes, you know, AC, all of these other things I have planned in the future, because none of that stuff is cheap. So I hope you enjoy it. Hope this little preview, unboxing, whatever, has been helpful. If you're looking at a new jack, like I said, this is probably, well, it's not probably, it is way overkill for my use. I probably could have gone with the Pittsburgh unit, but I wanted the big one. You know, I'm a guy, right? So anyway, with that, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate all your support. Oh, this was really something exciting I did want to share. Last weekend, I was at a car show up in Auburn, Georgia. Yes, there's an Auburn, Georgia. And somebody, a watcher of the channel, came up to me, recognized the car, and said, "Hey, you're on YouTube, aren't you?" First time I've ever had a fan come up, a watcher, whatever you call it, come up and admit they know me. So that was very exciting. So if you are out there, you see me walking around at a car show, usually it's going to be in the metro Atlanta area, you know, please stop by, say hello. Really enjoyed that. It was fun to meet and talk with him. You know, he had enjoyed watching the channel as he's working to restore his vehicle too. So with that, guys, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next video.